Gerber, Kawasaki Wealth and Investment Management. Ross Gerber. Ross, glad you're here. I got to ask you if you think this doll argument is playing at all on Main Street or Wall Street for that matter. Is it reassuring anyone?
Well, it's really troubling to have, like billionaires telling, the American families, which, for the most part are struggling still to, get ahead. And we've had the best economy in a long time with really low unemployment and real wage gains. And Americans are in a pretty good financial spot. So to then, throw us into a recession and tell the average American family that they don't need dolls when you're sitting at the UFC in front row with all your friends who are billionaires and gold plating the White House, billionaires telling average Americans to deal with austerity is really poor messaging at best.
When I look at the dolls too, I think to myself, it seems very almost dismissive and reductive to think about all of this coming down to a conversation about dolls. But the president went on from there. He was asked today about traffic slowing down at U.S. ports. Ross, listen to his response.
We're seeing as a result, the ports here in the U.S., the traffic has really slowed, and now thousands of dock workers and truck drivers are worried about their jobs.
Yeah, no, that means we lose less money. When I see that means we lose less money.
So the business owners who can't afford to get their products here would obviously disagree, but what do you think the point he was trying to make was?
Well, I think most importantly out of this, to say it just sort of bluntly, is that Trump doesn't understand the economy at all. And we're not losing money through deficits or global trade. It's a transference of goods and capital for different needs. And in America, for example, the doll argument is absurd because really what Americans want is choice and low prices. And that's what's really driven capitalism since the beginning of time, is the idea of having, full competition globally, which gives, American consumers the best choices in the world. And, when people from other countries come to America, one of the first things they say is they go to a grocery store and it blows their mind, the choices that they have. So taking choice away from Americans just isn't going to play well. So they can keep trying to sell Americans about austerity. But when people start losing jobs for real, it really dramatically affects real families. We're going to see a turn in sentiment against this administration if they don't come to terms with the fact that there isn't an immediate return to growth just when you completely, throw the whole trade, system into an imbalance. So what we could have is a pretty bad recession, and in the best case scenario, no growth. And, I just don't think it's so simple to say, well, things will just be great in the future. I've gone through some very hard times in America, like the financial crisis. And so I think it's just really narrow-minded to, run the ship into the dock and then say, don't worry, it'll only be a little bit of damage.
You mentioned capitalism, and you probably heard from the billionaire Trump supporter and Citadel CEO Ken Griffin, who told Politico today, quote, tariffs open the door to crony capitalism. The government starts to pick winners and losers. Now, the trade framework that Trump announced with the UK today, Ross, it would lower tariffs on luxury cars like Rolls-Royce, because everyone's getting one of those. Listen.
We took it from 25 to 10 on Rolls-Royce because Rolls-Royce is not going to be built here. I wouldn't even ask them to do that. It's a very special car, and it's a very limited number, too.
Raise your hand if you own a Rolls-Royce or that's your next purchase in the next, say, 10 days or 10 months. But while I wait for those hands, tell me, Ross, why is the argument that kids don't need dolls, but a Rolls-Royce and more luxury cars? Sign me up.
Well, this is exactly the picking winners and losers things that tariff causes, because the irony of this is that he's letting Aston Martin, Jaguars, and Rolls-Royces, which, the UK makes about 100,000 cars a year that they send to the United States. And he's basically giving them an advantage over companies like Ford and GM, which manufacture in Mexico, that are still in a 25% tariff rate. So we've seen immediately the unions in Detroit reach out and say, hey, what are you doing? You're picking winners and losers here, and you're picking American companies as losers at this point. So it's not like Ford and GM can just change the global supply chain every month when Trump at his whims, change tariffs. So not only does it pick winners and losers, it's the uncertainty and the constant change that really throws business into turmoil and what is really causing much more of the damage than even the tariffs themselves, because consumers are pulling back, businesses are pulling back, and everybody's going into defense, and that's exactly how you get a recession.
Ross Gerber, thanks for your insight.
Thank you.